Shangilia Kenya, taifa letu tukufu, Kenya tunayoipenda, Kenya nchi tunayoipenda, tajivunia sana tukijiita wa Kenya.
Absolutely. A happy Mashujaa Day to you and your family from wherever you're watching us on this 20th day of October 2024. We thank you for staying with TV47, and in case you're just joining us, you're in time for news now right here on the home of Untold Stories. My name is George Maringa. Here are the highlights. Interior CS and Deputy President-elect Kithure Kindiki receives President William Ruto for Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kwale as embattled DP Rigathi Gachagua wishes Kenyans happy Mashujaa Day. Boma Yangu exhibition takes center stage at Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kwale County. And Busia residents have been called upon to embrace value addition on agricultural produce to enhance food security for Kenyans.
This reminds us of our shared responsibility in building sustainable and food secure future.
It is exactly 1 o'clock. We thank you for joining us, those watching us on terrestrial platforms as well as on our website and the socials. On the socials, we are asking you, who is your hero or heroine? Go ahead and channel your feedback. In a rare and historic moment, President William Ruto arrived in Kwale County to lead the 61st Mashujaa Day celebrations. The president was received by Interior CS and Deputy President-elect Professor Kithure Kindiki at the County Commissioner's Office residence in Kwale County. The embattled Deputy President, and on the other hand, took to his social media to wish Kenyans happy Mashujaa Day. To give us more details is our lead political reporter, Apollo Kamau, who is joining us live from Kwale County. And of course, our team has been there. Apollo, good afternoon. You've been in Kwale for the better part of this week. If you could just recap for us how the day has been and perhaps what stood as a highlight for you.
Good afternoon, Maringa, from Kwale Stadium. After a week of political upheaval, the pictures that will be dominating the headlines is that picture of Interior Cabinet Secretary and Deputy President-designate Kithure Kindiki welcoming President William Ruto from his chopper on landing here at Kwale before proceeding to the stadium. Those are the pictures that will be making the headlines. And what most people were anticipating after that landing is when the president comes to the stadium, we will be seeing Kindiki welcome the president. But that was not to be, because Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, so far as things stand, he is the highest ranking government official after President William Ruto, and therefore he is the one who took the ball rolling, or took the mantle in welcoming President William Ruto to address people here at Kwale Stadium. It's something that people will be talking about ahead of a very crucial week because of the cases that have been lodged on Kindiki's nomination as Deputy President-designate, and of course the fate of the outgoing Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who has been in hospital and who we understand is any moment from now expected to address the media given he is leaving current hospital. So the president did keep off the issue of succession or about the second in command. He didn't talk about it. He did not delve into the politics as most people were anticipating, perhaps, to allay or assure the nation that despite the developments that have happened in the past 1 week, the leadership is still glued together. The nation is united, and despite the divisions, depending on which side of the political divide you stand, Kenya will still soldier on as a nation. And given this is Mashujaa Day, a day for heroes and heroines, that is the message most people were expecting to hear today. But the president instead deviated from that and focused on his key planks in the Kenya Kwanza manifesto, the 6 of them, and starting with the issue of affordable housing. This started by lining up Charles Hinga, the PS for housing, bringing in people from the key housing sector, trying to drive in this agenda of housing, which on the onset was very hostile, or was received in a hostile manner by Kenyans given the deductions. And then from there, the president took the nation stage by stage, explaining this transition of social health authority from National Health Insurance Fund, assuring first the employees of NHIF that they will not lose their jobs, and also assuring Kenyans to be calm and await as the government pays off or clears bills which are outstanding in various hospitals countrywide. So he focused on a development agenda devoid of politics, and that's what we witnessed. But those pictures of Kithure Kindiki on the president landing will be the talking point from today henceforth, before those issues are sorted in court and Kindiki is cleared to be sworn into office as the second deputy president under the Kenya Kwanza administration. Maringa.
Indeed, that is Apollo Kamau, our political affairs lead right here on TV47, speaking to us live from Kwale Stadium. Of course, talking to us about the political upheavals that we've seen in that specific picture that is spoken about, the reception of how the president was received by Interior CS and Deputy President nominee Professor Kithure Kindiki. Let's now go to matters. The embattled Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who is expected to be discharged from hospital. But before then, the Deputy President took to social media, specifically on X, to wish Kenyans a happy Mashujaa Day, even as we continue to await an update from Karen Hospital. That is his message, where he said, happy Mashujaa Day, dear Kenyans. God bless our nations. God bless our nation. That was Rigathi Gachagua, the embattled Deputy President. Once again, he said, happy Mashujaa Day, dear Kenyans. God bless our nation. Still on matters Kwale, the affordable housing program, along with other related building and construction efforts, were highlights during this year's Mashujaa Day celebrations in Kwale County. Our reporter Linda Alela joins us live to give us more details. Good afternoon, Linda. A happy Mashujaa Day to you. Over to you. I mean, what is this Bomayango once again that the president reiterated, especially in his speech? And you're looking, of course, very stunning today.
All right, thank you so much, George, and happy Mashujaa Day to you. And when you talk about affordable housing with this kind of scorching sun, you always get to understand just how important it is to have a roof over your head. And that has been the conversation for the whole week. Mashujaa Day celebrations right here in Kwale County, and of course we have witnessed a week full of activities, exhibitions in relation to the Boma Yangu Week. That is of course the government's commitment towards making sure that Kenyans then the best of affordable housing. Of course, this then would highlight the concerns that would come on question of health and how important then it would be to have this housing, because then it will come to address lots of concerns. And so, culminating to this very important day, we have seen the leaders that have spoken. Of course, the of Kwale, that is Honorable Fatuma Chani, as well as the President, that is President William Ruto, and the PS for Housing, that is Charles Sinja, as well what it is that we're doing as a nation in terms of making sure that we make the most of this project that got very many people being skeptical as to need, of course, the monies that dish out in the event that they join the scheme. Helpful in terms of not helping them, and if not helping them, at least helping other Kenyans as to achieving this. So tremendous progress, of course, as highlighted by the leadership of the nation, the president himself, and as well that is Kwale County. Speaking to the progress that they have made right here in Kwale County as to boosting affordable housing, saying that they have set aside about 50 acres in donation for affordable housing project, as well as speaking to the numerous amounts that as well have been set aside. The president equally saying that they are focusing on that we get about 200 units or 200,000 units of homes annually, that is to cater for the affordable housing, or to cater for housing concerns for the people of Kenya. And we also have witnessed students coming to weigh in on the matters that have been presented, in that the government as well is committed to ensuring that there is proper accommodation for students. Of course, talk of the KMTC, talk of the technical institutions that we have, the TVET institutions, as I have said, the university, the campuses in the country, and the student leaders have as well had a chance to weigh in on what they would wish for the comrades to enjoy. You know, programs that are extensively focused on giving Kenyans homes, not just, of course, in the meantime, but basically a lifetime experience of getting to see affordable. President would say this is in keeping up with urbanization, and of course the rest of the world is focused on this, and as well the country is committed to the same. We have been feted, we have also been appreciated by the African Union in the celebrations that were awarding the 2024 winners as to the affordable housing endeavor, and so they are committed. The president as well has highlighted the names of the Kenyans who continue to contribute to this scheme, and are hopeful that in the shortest time possible, then they'll get to enjoy these units. The president has spoken to the unit of Mashujaa, as well as the unit of Diani right here in the coastal region, and the numerous other units that are ongoing in the country, and confirming to the people they need not to be skeptical, because then this is a real deal. This is a deal for the people of Kenya. This is a deal that is committed to ensuring that every other Kenyan, once they are of age, they to get to own homes. So I'll be compiling more details as to this particular scheme, and basically where we are at as backing up of the leaders as have been witnessed today. But of course then reminding you that as well, it has not largely been about affordable housing, and equally has taken time and people of Kenya on the numerous other projects that are ongoing under the Kenya Kwanza government. Over to you, George Maringa. My name is Linda.
Thank you so much, Linda Alela. Of course, she's part of the great Stella team that has been bringing you live the coverage of Mashujaa Day, and of course the prelude that happened in the county of Kwale, county number 002. Of course, for 40 minutes, the head of state addressed members of the public and Kenyans in general, especially in his speech with the theme that was on matters affordable housing, the theme being Boma Yangu. The head of state also in his speech saying that being Mashujaa is doing ordinary things in an extraordinary way. That speech, of course, as we heard from our very own Apollo Kamau, the president steering clear of matters from matters politics, as it were, especially on the issue of the embattled, impeached deputy president. Let's listen in to the president's speech earlier on.
Wakwale na wananchi wa taifa letu tunayoipenda Kenya, kwa kutukaribisha katika sherehe hii ya Mashujaa 2024 hapa Kwale. Nataka nimpongeze viongozi wote waliofika hapa, Nataka nimpongeze pia ama niwapongeze pia viongozi wote wa Kwale hii wakiongozwa na mama Governor Fatuma Achane. Kama kungekuwa na taswishi yoyote kwamba mama Muislamu anaweza kuwa kiongozi na awe governor, sasa hiyo taswishi imeondoka, kwa sababu Fatuma Achane ni governor wetu wa hapa Kwale. We can now confirm without a doubt that women leadership has a firm place in the Republic of Kenya. Pia leo asubuhi tumekuwa na jambo la kihistoria tena. Kwa mara ya kwanza katika taifa letu, mwanajeshi mama kuongoza sherehe hii, Luteni Kanali Faith Mwangandi. Huyo mama hapo, mpigie makofi jameni. Kudhihirisha tena kwamba mama wanaweza kufanya kazi zote. And that is why we, the people of Kenya, are proud defenders of our freedom and aspire to become and remain free and sovereign. These were the foremost attributes of the first generation of freedom fighters who faced the monster of imperial domination with unflinching courage and commitment to prevail, even if it cost them everything, including their very lives. From them, we have a fine model that has inspired generations of selfless patriots and continues to inspire us today as we do our part in nation building. From them, we have learned that to be free, we must be united as one family that draws its strength from the unique contribution of its diverse members, and that we must see each other as equals, treat each other justly, and leave no one behind. We, the people of Kenya, know that just like our ancestors, we have what it takes, including the values, principles, and commitments that define Mashujaa, to break free of oppression, humiliation, poverty, and indignity. We know this because for our nation to be free, brave men and women, young and old, from every community and every region struggled with exemplary determination until Kenya was free. We know this because everywhere you go in Kenya, the echoes of heroism, histories of sacrifice, and legacies of historic struggle by ordinary people who achieved extraordinarily endure to date. Our heroes did not hail from one village or speak one language. Our heroes are numerous and diverse, united by a principled commitment to confront an unjust, exclusive, and oppressive system in pursuit of a noble.
Indeed, that is the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, who was addressing Kenyans on this 61st Mashujaa Day celebrations. Now, the embattled Deputy President, Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua, is expected to be discharged from hospital this afternoon from the Karen Hospital. We are now joined by our reporter, Moige William, to give us more details. Good afternoon, Moige. I trust you well. What is the latest from Karen Hospital?
Good afternoon, George. Indeed, earlier on, we did get a tip that the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was set to be discharged from hospital this afternoon. At the tip we got was at around 1 p.m. But so far, we have already set camp here at the current hospital, and no indication whatsoever to see any development in relation to this matter. But what we have seen are some of his close allies that include former Nyeri Town Member of Parliament Ngunjiru Wambogo, who just a few minutes ago has made his way into this facility. So that means it's quite an indication maybe something is going on, but we are still here. Remember, for the better part of the week since Thursday, Deputy President has been here, or rather that is the information you have been getting, that he has been hospitalized here at Karen Hospital. And on Thursday, when he was taken ill, according to the chief cardiologist, that is Dr. Dan Gikonyo, did report that the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was admitted. That was at around 3 p.m. on the very same day that he was supposed to take the witness stand on his impeachment trial at the Senate, whereby he was impeached by the senators. And on that particular day, indeed, the chief cardiologist confirmed that Deputy President was here, and he was taken ill with what the doctor did mention as a severe chest pains. So since that day, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was here. And if we can take back our view on that particular day, during a press conference or a brief by Dr. Dan Gikonyo, he did say that indeed the Deputy President will need around 48 to 72 hours for close monitoring. And that has been happening since then, but we are yet to get a medical report or an update in effect to the hospitalization of the impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. But we expect some information to come forward today as we await the discharging, according to the tip that we have gotten, that he's going to be discharged any moment from now. So we are here. But of interest also, if that being the case, as we await for his discharging, earlier on at around exactly 9:07 a.m. today early morning, we did see a tweet, and also a tweet that was sent out by Deputy President through his X handle, and he did wish Kenyans happy Mashujaa Day. Quickly, before I take it back to you, George, I can quote the verbatim of the impeached Deputy President. He did wish, post happy Mashujaa Day Kenyans, and that means he's better off, and we're expecting to see what will come out of the development we're expecting here at Karen Hospital. That is all, George, but we are still here. Over to you, George.
Thank you very much, Mogi William, giving us an updated detail of what is happening at the current hospital. Thank you so much. Our eyes and ears on that beat. And of course, we'll be having more information in our subsequent bulletins. Healthcare is expected to improve at Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. And this is after the construction of a new wing at the hospital aimed at improving capacity and improve healthcare services at Eastlands area in Nairobi County. The additional facility is a response to the growing demand for healthcare services, which is a trend associated with the hospital's recent improvements. During a visit to the hospital, the County Executive Committee Member of Health and Nutrition, Susan Silantoy, emphasized the urgent need to expand healthcare infrastructure to meet the growing needs of residents, especially in densely populated areas.
Joe.
I just wanted to thank you, first of all, for coming to speak with us and choosing for us to respond to the story. Just a brief background. Mama Lucy is one of our largest hospitals. We see almost 4,000 patients a day. We have a 324-bed capacity in total for the whole hospital. For the maternity particularly, we have 100 patients currently who've been admitted, and we have a bed capacity of about 56. So there are some incidents where there are some incidents where we share beds. However, the facility, together with the county, we're working towards expanding our capacity. We're a public facility, and so we cannot deny anybody services. And so whenever the mothers come, despite the capacity gaps that we have, we still give them treatment. And this facility has done extremely well. This last year, we've not had a single maternal death. So in as much as we are increasing our capacity slowly, we've made sure that our services are top-notch.
We have 300 nurses, and that's why even if the capacity increases, we are quite sure that every mother who comes here is in safe hands, is being handled. We have not had any single maternal mortality for the last 8 months.
The government, through the Ministry of Labour and Social Protection, has launched a comprehensive data collection exercise for the Enhanced Single Registry ESR across 12 counties. The initiative seeks to gather, update and link crucial data on vulnerable households and individuals to streamline service delivery and ensure they receive targeted support. The ESR will also help ensure no individual or household receives multiple benefits across different programs, making service delivery fair and efficient.
Issues among the 12 counties which are undertaking the data collection for the Enhanced Single Registry, which we run. This is a kind of a store where we store data for the vulnerable people of this nation. So we employ young girls and men to go to the field from that particular region to go and give us data for the vulnerable people from that county. For this one at Inapkoi, in Uasin Gishu, I came to get a kind of a fact finding. How are they being trained? How are they going on? And I'm happy so far so good. They are doing well. The trainings are going on well for the 12 counties. Uasin Gishu has not been left behind. So we're here just to see how is this activity going on. And so far, I'm satisfied that it's going on well. This data, finally, we shall use it for our cash transfers payments. We do what we call Inua Jamii for the old people, for the children, orphan vulnerable children, and the people living with severe disabilities.
From there, I want us to cross over back to Karen Hospital. This is the woman representative for Kirinyaga County, Jane Njeri Maina, who is currently speaking regarding the discharge of the Deputy President.
So I think perhaps today I correct the media that status quo maintained by the court orders is that he is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
And maybe did you have a chance to talk to him, and what did he say, and especially during the Mashujaa Day? And we saw his earlier tweet today on his official X account, wishing Kenyans happy Mashujaa and, signing off by saying, God bless you. Did you get a chance to talk to him? How is his mood? How is his health? Has he improved? And what is his mood like, despite the heightened political temperatures in the country?
I haven't spoken to him today, but I did see him yesterday, and he was in much better health because the first 2 days that we camped here, we're not able to see him because the doctors insisted that he needed to have just time so that they can also attend to him. Of course, he's broken by what is happening. I don't think that it is anything light for any individual. And we know, because it is in the public domain, that he really fought to earn his place in this government. So he is very disheartened by what is happening. And I can tell you, Seth, none of us saw it coming. So, yeah.
And we have a legal process going on in court where at least we expect a mention on Tuesday, according to that particular directive from the courts, the High Court. And in your own assessment, you're talking about, a VVIP who's been in hospital, and doctors have confirmed that indeed he was sick, and, do we expect, any involvement, any direct involvement of Rigathi Gachagua, even in the wake of the legal proceedings, do we expect him to be active during this particular time?
First of all, let me say that I have immense respect and I believe in the independence of the judiciary. And I saw that the bench sat over the weekend, apparently given the urgency of the matter, and following an application by the other side, or rather the government, who were seeking that the orders, conservatory orders that were issued by the High Court be vacated. And what I must insist is that the courts must be very firm on this. When we have a government that is hell-bent on rushing a process, despite the fact that the Constitution even stipulates we have around even 60 days, until maybe the process is fully determined and if there will be a new deputy president sworn in. I find it quite intriguing that the bench will be hearing the application on Tuesday and at 11 a.m. and we'll all be there in court. What I can ask the judiciary is, whatever the circumstances, let us see you come out very firmly to defend the rule of law and to defend the Constitution of Kenya, that a lot of people lost their lives to make sure that we're here as a nation. It would be quite unfortunate if the courts fall into state capture, because I believe that they are the last hope for a nation where government has shown that it will rule with impunity. Okay. The courts are the last option, and Tuesday is very critical, because if they were to be influenced by any means to vacate those orders, then that means we would have a very unfortunate situation, even on matters of jurisprudence, just purely on that. And given the gravity of the issue and that we want to ensure this is done the right way, let the deputy president be accorded a fair hearing before the courts, because the buck stops with them. The buck stops with the judiciary. The buck now stops with the Chief Justice, the bench, to be very firm and ensure that justice is not only done, but it is seen to be done.
I know you're among the leaders who've also been, let me just say the security detail has been on your case. I remember there was a time you were...
Indeed, that is the woman representative for Kirinyaga County, Jerry Minor, an ally of the Deputy President, who has, of course, advocated for several issues, and we've heard what she says. And on the October 18th, just 2 days ago, she said on X, "I visited H.E. Rigathi Gachagua, EGH in hospital today. Please continue praying for our Deputy President. God bless." Even as you await more details and an update on the discharge of the Deputy President from the current hospital today. Farmers in Busia County have been called on to embrace industrial park and export processing zones establishments in the county to ensure food and economic sustainability. Speaking in Busia County, Governor Paul Otuoma urged all stakeholders in the county to show their dedication to achieving the sustainable development goal of achieving zero hunger by 2030. Further, Otuoma lauded national government's partnership with the county government of Busia to establish industrial parks and export processing zones in Busia, and challenged farmers to take use of the opportunity to avoid being overtaken by neighboring countries in the supply of raw materials.
This is not just a day to celebrate the food, but to reflect on the challenges and opportunities we face as we strive to access enough, safe and nutritious food. This reminds us of our shared responsibility in building sustainable and food-secure future. As we mark this day, I call upon each one of us to demonstrate commitment towards achieving zero hunger by 2030, as outlined in Sustainable Development Goal.
Kila mtu, kila mzazi, mabwana kwa mabibi na watoto, tujitokeze, tuingie mashambani, tuhakikishe ya kwamba tumelima kile tungoje tu ya kwamba department ilete mbegu na mbolea iwe karibu ili tuingie kwa upanzi.
In an effort to curb electronic waste in the country, the non-governmental recycling companies, together with the National Environment Management Authority (NEMA) and Information and Communication Technology Authority members, held the 4th Africa Annual Conference on E-Waste Policies, Governance and Regulation to boost a sustainable e-waste ecosystem. Speaking at the conference, the WE Center, WEE Center CEO Boni Mbithi called on every mwananchi to dispose their electronic waste at a licensed National Environment Management Authority recycler to save the planet.
Behind this conference was to bring together as many countries as possible to start sharing their successes, their challenges, what their strategies are in terms of policy formulation, how they're financing e-waste management, what kind of collaborations they're having with partners, so that from that initial discussion, we can keep on growing on it.
We have a new law in place, the Sustainable Waste Management Act, and we also have finalized the extended producer responsibility regulations, which mandate every producer, it is mandatory that they have responsibility for their product up to end of life.
I've kicked off awareness working with private sector. Especially we have started with the WE Center to create awareness in the 47 counties. We've been able to do awareness in all the 47 counties, starting with the government bodies. We are collaborating with the university now to create awareness within the institutions, the TVET, and also in primary and secondary schools, where we are now working to create awareness to young people that as they use the devices, they need to understand what to do when the devices reaches the end of life.
Upon every Kenyan to ensure that whatever electronic waste you have in your homes or offices, ensure it's properly disposed through a licensed NEMA recycler.
Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization has called on the national and county governments to implement eco-friendly initiatives in marginalized areas. The group advocates for sustainable solutions to help women meet daily needs without harming the environment. Speaking at Riakanao Mwea Ward in Mbere South, Embu County, Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization chairperson Rehab Mwikali noted that many women cut trees to look for firewood and a source of income, hence putting pressure on the environment. Mwikali, who held a Thanksgiving service with women at ACK Church, Riakanao, in honor of her mother, noted that the Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization is seeking to improve the health of many families and, by extension, reducing the children mortality rate due to dirty water-related ailments.
Climate change has come. It is clear. You've seen California, Florida, what is happening. It is all over the world. Kwa hivyo ndawa ni kupanda miti. Ndawa ni kupanda miti, na ukikata moja, if you have to, unapanda ingine. We are very keen family planning those days. Ufunza wa mama family planning. Tukaingia maternity kuomba kwa the president who was in office. Kuomba land like we have Maendeleo House. Sasa tuko na ingine Embu tulipatiwa na Baba Moi. Sasa imepata title, hiyo ni ya chama. Ingine Kisumu imepata title, hiyo ni ya chama. Kazi yetu ni to empower the woman.
Tunafahamu kwamba Embu, kaunti hii ya Embu ni kaunti ambayo imekuwa na changamoto tofauti, ambapo sana sana kutokana na maji, kwa sababu upande mmoja wa Embu ni upande ambao tunasema ni arid and semi arid, na kwa njia hiyo chemichemi za maji ama kule ambapo wanapata maji yao ni maji ambayo hatuwezi sema kwamba yako bora ya kutumia ama kuyanywa. Kibuyu hiki ni rahisi sana kukitumia, kwa sababu kile ambacho unafaa kufanya ni kuyachota maji yako, kuhakikisha kwamba hayana uchafu mwingi, kisha unayamimina hapa ndani, alafu unaanika kibuyu hiki kwenye jua